Welcome.
Hi there, my name is Lev, and I love movies and well-produced shows, and Silicon Valley is one of my favorite shows out there. And every time I saw the 10-second intro, I wanted to get every detail of it. We're gonna break down all the stuff behind the tech jokes and references throughout all 5 intros, which changed each season with many tweaks and additions, and believe me, there is a lot of stuff going on. I would say now that after analyzing all that stuff, this might be the most thoughtful 10 seconds title sequence ever made.
That's just one guy's opinion.
Let's start with the concept itself. Made by company U plus Co. These guys are awesome and made graphics for multiple great titles. You may also know the creator of the show, Mike Judge. He wrote and directed the movies Beavis and Butthead Do America, Office Space, Idiocracy, and other movies and shows. So the map intro is a joke for the old-timers. It's just an animated version of the Silicon Valley calendars that were issued over the years. If you look at the calendars, you would see the progression of the companies as they grew and folded. The Silicon Valley show started in 2014. It was about 20 logos on the first season screen, and it became about 40 on the 5th. Season 1. Right from the beginning, you see Silicon Graphics Incorporated logo gets demolished. It once was a premier provider of 3D animation hardware, started in 1982. Its Power Series desk-size systems made a bulk of Industrial Light and Magic early render farm. And the SGI Crimson even had a starring role in Jurassic Park movie. Eventually, SGI was shut in 2009. So Google takes its place, and quite literally. SGI headquarters used to be at Amphitheater Parkway, Mountain View, and as it fell, Google rose and bought the campus. And now it's a core of Google's Bayview campus, also known as Googleplex. The neat detail is that the layout presented on the intro map is really like the ones on the actual scheme. Another story happens with AOL, originally known as America Online. It was one of the early pioneers of the dial-up internet in mid-90s. Oh, the days when you couldn't use the phone and the internet at the same time. Now the internet is on your phone.
You've got mail.
Oh wait, sorry, it's my phone. Yeah, good times.
Yeah.
So, customers were shifting to broadband services, and AOL declined shortly, just as the logos in the intro fall and Facebook with the like button appears on their place. There is another nice touch that the creators of the graphics used the actual Facebook campus layout. By the way, it's an old Sun Microsystems campus, which was founded in 1982 and was acquired by Oracle for $7.4 billion in 2010. We see Oracle building logo here and a small dinosaur projection on it, because such giant corporations are so old and compared to dinosaurs in some ways. For instance, Hewlett-Packard was founded in 1939, Oracle in 1977, and Intel in 1968. Yahoo logo is also here, and you can spot Adobe logo for a split second here. Next to the Twitter rises the hot air balloon with Napster logo, rising and smashing on the ground face down. Napster was pioneering peer-to-peer file sharing service that emphasizes sharing songs in MP3 format. The company ran into legal difficulties over copyright infringements, starting with lawsuits in the year 2000 with the band Metallica. The balloon falls next to the cranes on the new Apple's Loop building site, but the actual construction doesn't begin for quite a while. It represents the trouble Apple faced getting the approval for said building. Next to it, you see a huge MySpace logo demolished and changed to a little gray one. MySpace was the largest social networking site in the world, and in 2006 surpassed Google as the most visited website in the US. But in 2008, MySpace was overtaken by Facebook, and the user activity declined dramatically. On the building with a dome-shaped roof is an almost unreadable energy pod sign can be seen. They make relaxing capsules that are actually popular in Valley area among the startups. Next to it is Zynga, the company that made super popular browser-based game Farmville. By the way, the intro map really looks like the old Facebook game Cityville, also made by Zynga. In 2008, eBay opens the building with the largest solar roof in San Jose, so we can see it here. Netscape company had their flagship web browser Netscape Navigator. It was dominated the web in 90s. Here we can see the logo goes down, and on its place appears Google Chrome, next to Google's highly successful app operating system Android. Nice touch of the creators that at the beginning of the intro sequence, YouTube and Blogger had a very small and barely noticeable logos on their buildings, but when Google shows up, YouTube and Blogger logos pops in size, representing the insane growth since Google bought them. We see the famous rainbow Apple logo appeared in 1977, which is not gay at all.
Just face it, Dinesh. You're gay for my code. You're code gay.
No!
The colors were actually designed to make Apple products look more user-friendly, to make them more attractive to school children, and to emphasize the Apple II unique color display. So on the same building we see Pets.com. They sold supplies to retail customers via internet, but the company flopped in the thousands, since they were losing money on almost all their sales. Also, PayPal and LinkedIn appeared for a split second here. So this wraps up the first season intro sequence. Let's go to the second one. Season 2. Here we don't see Adobe, LinkedIn and PayPal due to different shot framing. WhatsApp and Oculus logos appear, to be later consumed by Facebook. WhatsApp Messenger was acquired for $19 billion, which was more than $40 per user on the platform. Oculus is famous for their VR headset Rift, and Facebook got them for $2 billion. In this season we see not only Napster hot balloon, but also the Uber one. Yahoo changed its logo, and you can see Alibaba Group appears on the front of the building. Next to the Yahoo building, we see protesters blocking the bus. It's a reference to gentrification protests, where people were blocking the corporate buses, and one of the activists famously vomited on the bus window.
Yeah.
The space previously occupied by MySpace is now replaced with Klinkle, a mobile payments company.
Now. She's calling us the next Klinkle. Klinkle, Lori. Klinkle. You do know what happened to Klinkle, right?
I know. In short, in 2013, the founder, 22 years old Lucas Duplan, got investments with intention to create a payment system with key features pairing devices for transaction via ultrasound. But after 1 year, half of the team left, and after 3 years they didn't deliver anything and the company flopped.
That was underwhelming.
Appcelerator, the cross-platform mobile development company. Robot company Anybots.
Fucking Stanford Robotics. You little cunt.
And here is 23andMe, named for the 23 pairs of chromosomes in normal human cell. This company provides direct-to-customer personal genome testing. On the next building we see as All Things D goes down and rises Recode. These two are similar to each other technology news website that focuses on business of Silicon Valley. Recode later on will be acquired by Fox in 2015.
Do you know who else vilified a tiny minority of financiers and progressive thinkers called the Jews?
Wait a minute. Did you just compare the treatment of billionaires in America today to the plight of the Jews in Nazi Germany?
Absolutely. One could argue that billionaires are actually treated worse.
Intel, HP, and Oracle just stay there. Moving on to Season 3. On the Season 3 opening, right from the beginning we see Amazon Prime deliver drones. They are carrying champagne bottles to the roof party and fly by 2 balloons. Now, instead of Napster, we have Lyft balloon that bumps into Uber, symbolizing the battle for the market share, as they are 2 biggest ride-hailing services. We see the people jumping from the top of the Twitter logo and gliding on the golden parachutes. The term golden parachute means an agreement between the company and employee, specifying that employee will receive the certain significant benefits if employment is terminated. For sure, one of the jumping guys is Dick Costolo, who got $11 million after quitting as CEO from Twitter in 2015. Tesla takes place of the former Apple building, with lots of solar panels on the top, symbolizing their electro niche. Also, you can see the roadsters driving around on the street. At the bottom left we have Google, slowly transforming into a new parent holding company, Alphabet, and building the company's sci-fi dream home slated for development for next decade, making Apple's spaceship look kinda old now. Near to the end of the sequence on the top, Soylent trucks come instead of the barbecue ones.
It was described to me as a healthy, organic tea. Next thing I knew, I was 70 miles away, wrapped naked in a blanket, shaking off a meth high, and facing charges for attacking a police horse with a shovel.
Soylent is a brand of meal replacement kickstarted in 2014 and generated nearly 1.5 million in pre-orders. Here is a nice touch. The bus protesters now throw their signs and go to the Soylent trucks, and then to the new kindly placed porta potties behind the trucks. Intel, HP, and Oracle just stay there. 4th season. In the beginning we see a Reddit logo shown for a fraction of a second. PayPal is back with new logo. Also, right from the beginning, Vine logo is attached to Twitter and quickly thrown in the trash. Vine was a service for creating 6-second videos.
Who wants to get crazy for New Year's?
Twitter bought the company, but ditched it a couple years later. Uber changed the logo as well as the recode, which moves to a smaller building, and on its place appears Slack, a cloud-based set of team collaboration tools that is popular among businesses in tech and media world.
I passed on Slack.
Really?
I didn't get it. I still don't. I mean, what is it? Is it email? Is it a chat room? Turns out the answer is it's a $3 billion company.
Dropbox, a file sharing system, and a review service, Yelp, with their vertically placed 5 stars on the facade. Watch closely to see the nearly invisible Snapchat ghost floating next to the Facebook. This location is not random at all. This alludes to the ways of Facebook via Instagram and Messenger have been copying Snapchat's format for stories as well as the scannable QR code, face swapping algorithm, and other features. Theranos appears, but shortly after the logo falls and FBI trucks driving up to the building to reflect the company's legal troubles since 2015. The founder of the $9 billion evaluation company Elizabeth Holmes was listed by Forbes as the world's youngest self-made woman billionaire. She was claiming that her company had devised a revolutionary blood test, but 1 year later, Forbes will call her one of the world's most disappointing leaders as her statements appeared really exaggerated and concluded to be fraud.
Is it? I mean, our platform does exactly what we say it does. Okay, it's not like we're lying about it like fucking Theranos.
Moving up, we see that Uber has updated its logo and also a bigger balloon. Lyft is now also bigger and aggressively battling for more market share with Uber. Below them, taxis and tents in the park, representing the protest against hailing services around the globe in 2015. Over these two balloons rises the new rival, Didi Chuxing logo. It's a Chinese car-hailing Uber clone that flew away to dominate in China. Pinterest now has its own building. A controversial in many ways Airbnb logo rises behind Google, on the very top of the miniature-looking hotel. We see the design changes of Amazon Prime drones carrying pizzas now. By the way, the official Amazon video of the first successful drone delivery asks to confirm if you understand that the video may be inappropriate or offensive for some reason. The video shows a guy who ordered Amazon Fire TV and some popcorn in England. Twitch and Nest added next to the eBay. Twitch is a stream service focusing mainly on gaming, which was acquired by Amazon in 2014 for $1 billion. And Nest is a home automation company, bought by Google for $3 billion in 2012 to produce smart thermostats. Hind Financial is an American company focused on providing financial technology services for the blooming cannabis industry. Wonder what kind of business they're actually doing.
What I do is just like you know what I mean? Like
Samsung building appears behind the Apple spaceship. This building had these small bungee jumping guys in previous versions of the intro, but now it makes more sense, since in 2016 Samsung built an actual small immersive VR park where you could experience volcano jumping with gear, a VR set, and you are jumping from the side of the building. Cloud of Money now appears crawling over Oculus Rift, waiting to change the VR industry. Yahoo logo gets really small as Alibaba grows bigger. Where the protests were in previous intros, now appears a house moving, referencing the explosion of housing prices. This fact also reflects the set of RVs behind the soiling track. In top right corner we see private jets landing, which might represent the subscription-based Surf Air company. And it's not
Aviato. You know Aviato?
The cars driving around the Silicon Valley are now more definitive. Clustered together you can see Tesla car, an RV, and a smaller white vehicle. This little car is actually a Waymo self-driving car, used for testing. It was created by Google's parent company Alphabet.
That is a narrow car.
Fucking billionaires.
As usually, Intel, HP and Oracle just stay there with no changes. Season 5. Uber and Lyft replaced Theranos and Slack office buildings. And the balloons are gone now, which means that the companies are more stable and established. But is it so? You can see many people transferring from Uber to Lyft by walking across the bridge connecting the buildings. Also, money is pouring out of Uber building, as if someone was literally throwing them in the window, which reflects the current state of Uber, and its loss jumped 61% to $4.5 billion in 2017. We see changes up here comparing to the previous season. Facebook no longer ends up covering WhatsApp and Oculus, but remains beside them. Also, it got bigger ad-like billboard, which glitches and displays a version of their logo in Cyrillic, which is a nod to conspiracy theories around Russian hackers messing with Facebook during US president elections in 2016.
What the fuck is going on with this election? What's with all this bullshit?
By the way, my native language is Russian, and I want to say that the written title makes no sense. It sounds like GDSEBVK. The accurate Russian Facebook logo looks like this. You may say that it is stylized as a glitch sign, but no, this is a trend which goes for many years by now, and this thing drives me crazy. Shit like this happens all the time in the movies. Like, look at this, Jason Bourne's Russian passport from Bourne Identity movie. In Russian, this name is written as Ashtletshfum, which somehow translated to Foma Kinaev. Yeah, a very ordinary Russian name. Like in closing sequence of Fantastic Four movie, the name of the Russian ship is freaking Towhead. It's literally saying ahead of the toe of the foot. I'm really surprised that given huge production costs of modern Hollywood movies, the producers can spare a couple of dollars to hire a reality checker. Cause this shit happens in hundreds of movies, I tell you. So yeah, back to Silicon Valley track. Here you see Juicera logo added with a huge building, immediately abandoned. The Juicera was a juicer startup that raised $120 million from investors and was widely ridiculed after the 400 machines were revealed to be the equivalent of two hands squeezing a juice box.
That was horrible.
We see the mining works going on next to the stack of Bitcoin coins, with Coinbase logo on the top. Silver represents Litecoin, and the gold one represents the Ethereum logo. We see less soiling tracks, except the stationary one. Talking about the trucks, you couldn't miss Tesla Semi, right? They are everywhere. Amazon Prime drones carry Amazon Prime packages as well as the Whole Foods package, resembling the next step of the Whole Foods Amazon merge in progress. You know they opened the first cashierless store in Seattle, called Amazon Go. In this fifth intro sequence, there is no construction at Apple Park, as well as there is no more Alibaba and Yahoo. The ladder to Twitter logo has been removed, and the logo itself is getting bigger and bigger, unlike the previous intros. That's because Twitter is finally growing its daily active users again, after almost 3 years of stagnation, and makes its first profit in 12-year history in 2018. Oh yeah, Intel, HP and Oracle just stay there. Hey guys, Lev here. It took me way more time than I expected to create this video, with some useful and interesting information, instead of just naming the company logos. So I would appreciate your liking and sharing this video. Also, please consider to subscribe to this channel, because I'm gonna make more in-depth videos about movies and shows in future. In the description you can see all the links on the stuff I was talking about. Thanks for watching, goodbye!